If you're a pit bull lover and you always wondered what to do when your dogs start fighting in the house, this is the episode for you. Stay tuned.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, it's the world honestly burning. That's all I'm learning, hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds and put the work in, we got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone, just wanna break, no. I'm not gonna give in, take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of left, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking.
We back, man. Big salute, big shout out to all the dog lovers across the world. You're watching your channel, your favorite channel, Pelican Bay Dog TV and News, the way I always give it to brothers. You know, time to get back to business. It's time to get back to these dogs. You know, big shout out to all the pet lovers out there across the world, like I always say, from the top and the bottom of the globe. You know, it's just time to get back to these dogs. I gave the haters enough time. You know, I gave them 2 months. Rest of these months, we got to worry about these dogs, man, at the end of the day. Now, we got a few topics to talk about today. We're going to touch on the shows and a topic that's coming up in these shows. We're going to touch on, like I said, if your dogs start fighting in the house. Because, see, a lot of people aren't experienced with these dogs when it comes to fighting. They may have had the pit bull for 10, 15 years and never seen the dog actually get aggressive with any other dog. And then when that day finally happens, you know, there's a problem. So we're going to speak about that as well. But how are my brothers and sisters doing out there today, man? Hope everybody having a great day, doing well. If you had an aggravated day, just know It ain't the end of the world, man. We keep it moving, keep it stepping, and try to do better the next day. Since we get into that news real quick, we're gonna start it off. We're going to a news article where a dog was dragged by a car, and it's kind of crazy how it happened. You know, the husband and wife was arguing, as you're gonna see in the video. They was arguing about what, we don't know. The husband took the leash and tied it around the side mirrors, you know, tied it on the side mirrors of the car. The woman drove off, you know, basically like she was saying, I'm gonna leave. I don't care if you tie that dog right there or whatever. You know, so he showed her he wasn't playing. He tied the dog to her car. She drove off. The dog was dragging beside the van, and they got it all on camera. You know, arrests were made. So this is what this article gonna be about. We're getting into that news, and then we got a lot of important stuff to talk about. PB K9s, let's go.
I'm Dawn Baker.
And I'm Mike Seelam. Tonight we are meeting the dog who was dragged by his owner's car last week through a Rincon apartment complex. The man seen in that video arrested last week. The woman driving the car was not. Following day, Effingham County seized the dog, and it's been at the Effingham County Animal Shelter ever since. Our Madeline Bierster has been following this story from the very beginning.
She joins us now in the studio with more details on the very latest on this case.
That's right, Don. Mike, the community really showed out in support of this dog, protecting Ollie after seeing that horrible video. Countless people have reached out to law enforcement. I've received so many messages regarding Ollie's story, and today I got to put a face to the video so many of you have seen. Ollie is a super sweet dog. Shelter employees believe he is no more than 2 years old. He was very timid and scared. He didn't want to get near anybody or let anyone touch him. He was very skittish. Shelter staff tell me Ollie had no injuries when he came into their care on Thursday after being dragged by the car on Sunday, and he's been adjusting ever since.
They don't know where they're at. It's easy for a dog to get stressed when they're in that kind of environment. So I think the dog is dealing as best as it can with the changes that it's had in its life. So.
Last week, Rincon police charged 35-year-old Clemente Neary Jr. with animal cruelty, a misdemeanor, after we aired this video. Investigators say this is Neary tying Ollie to his girlfriend's car before she drives off. He was released from jail on a $3,500 bond. Conditions of Neary's bond included surrendering the dog to the shelter, but that didn't happen.
The conditions of his bond were that the dog be surrendered to the shelter. So that's when Rincon PD asked us to assist based on the court order from the judge, so we transported the dog to the Effingham Animal Shelter.
While the investigation is ongoing and Neary is due back in court at some point, the mother of the dog could get custody back of Ollie because she was never charged. According to the police report, she says she didn't know the dog was tied to the car. Effingham County Humane Enforcement says they commend everyone who continues to speak out when they see something going on in their community.
I don't ever want to discourage anybody from not calling to make a report. If you see something, then say something. If you think a dog is being abused, or any animal for that matter is being abused, then please call and just allow us the opportunity to investigate and to look into it.
According to Georgia law, the penalty for this misdemeanor of animal cruelty in Georgia is up to 1 year in jail and a fine of no more than $1,000.
Now, do y'all think the woman is at fault or the man? The man for tying the dog there, the woman for knowing the dog is tied there and still driving off. Now, the woman may be able to fight the fact that she may be able to say she didn't know he actually tied the dog to the side if she can say the leash wasn't visible. You know, so she may have a fighting chance with her, but the husband will probably for sure get in trouble. But thankfully the dog, you know, didn't get seriously hurt, you know, because she could have went all the way to work and not even knew the dog been there and just dragged them all the way down the highway. We done seen it happen plenty of times on different news articles that I gave, brothers, from accidents. And I mean, they don't care. A lot of the times, the law enforcement don't care whether it was an accident or not. You know, when it's on video, it looks a certain kind of way, and maybe they may dismiss the charges and stuff afterwards once they find out it's an accident. But a lot of times, it takes you through a lot trouble and stuff that you really don't want. So just pay attention, man. Just pay attention. Now let's just touch on this topic real quick. Before we get into the Pitbulls fighting in the house situation, let's talk about these dog shows. Specifically, I'm speaking on the dog shows that brothers attend, not the virtual dog shows, not the digital dog shows, but the ones these brothers attend. I want to say this, man. In this dog community, I can't be, and brothers can't be trying to make better situations for themselves, put their dogs in better situations, and trying to do the right things by going to these shows, competing in things, and then it's not being judged fairly. You see, now I speak about different shows and stuff at different times, what I'm saying, but right now I'm gonna speak about the ADBA. Big salute to all the brothers and sisters that compete in ADBA shows. Can't give you nothing but props, brothers. Now, what I want to speak on is fairness, man. Fairness, and brothers have come a long way in this dog game from, in the 90s. The level of people that was competing in these confirmation shows wasn't the same as it is now. You have the interests of more brothers and sisters across this land that want to compete in these type of events because they know the situations that's going on now with the dogs that can lead them in other situations. So they're willing to take their dogs and go to these shows and travel across the country. Can you imagine traveling from somewhere on the West Coast and coming to, say, South Carolina for a dog show, North Carolina for a dog show? You travel all the way across the country. You might be made plans for that all year long with your family, anything. Now you travel all the way over here and all you want is a fair shot. We can't start doing this. And like I said, the Pitbull community has come too far to be still being held down when they try to do the right things. And all that's going to do is make people to where they want to go back doing other things with their dogs. You got to support the brothers. You got to, like I said before, man, you got to make these events legitimate. You know what I'm saying? It can't be, whoever we hired as the judges, because we paying them, they going to look out for whoever, we want to win. And people that's throwing the dog shows, anybody that's affiliated with any dog show, like if you're affiliated with an ADBA dog show that's, say, in North Carolina on a particular date, you should not be competing in that dog show. It's not fair for the person who's holding the dog show to have any dogs in the dog show. That's not fair to the people that's coming across the country and traveling all these miles and trying to support. And when brothers see this type of stuff happening, it makes them say, F that, we not supporting, and now you're back at square one again. Like, for instance, and I'm just gonna put this out there, I heard at the ADBA show that it was a Spanish brother, who had a dog, Mexican brother who had a dog that was acting human aggressive. I was told that he was made to leave. But then I heard he was made to leave, but later on in the show, somebody else who had more favoritism had a dog that actually bit the judge. Actually grabbed the judge, and they still placed. When I say placed, I think they got won a award or something. Not for that actual dog grabbing him, but I'm just saying the dog grabbed him and nothing was said. And they may have their reasons for why they did this or why they did that. I don't know. I just know if what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You know, if you made that Spanish brother leave because his dog was acting aggressive towards humans, then when the brother dog that bit the person automatically should have been disqualified. You know, and that brings me to another topic when it comes to these shows. You know, in order to make sure and ensure that brothers are being judged fairly, in the future, man, we're gonna have to start making more physical events for these dogs, more events for these dogs where they can actually get physical and work. You know what I'm saying? When you're working, you know, you can still be cheated, but the ways of cheating can't go on favoritism. You know, favoritism not gonna help your dog outwork my dog. You know what I'm saying? So in the future, with these Pitbull shows, while we getting creative, we need to start thinking about ways we can bring more working activities to these shows instead of the confirmation. The confirmation is great, but that shouldn't be the holy grail of everything when the brothers bringing these pit bulls out to do things. And then the weight pull and the confirmation, the weight pull and the treadmill is not being held at every single event. You know, the top dog is not being held at every single event. So it might be a top dog competition going down in Texas once a year, you know, and then it might be a weight pull going on way at Florida down here. And these events should be going on at every single confirmation show. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't just rely on the dog looks, you know, because just like brothers say across this pit bull game and community and world, a lot of these brothers bred over the years for performance. You know, they wasn't too much worried about how the dog looked, although they was, but they based their program off performance. So if I'm trying to do the right things and I got performance dogs, you know, my dog feels out of place a little bit when he can't perform. You know, and that's why I said too, it's great that the ADBA and different people that do these shows allow the dog to fire up, you know, to get some type of emotion in them. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the actual working jobs for dogs, adding them to the program of these shows will stop all the favoritism. You won't have to worry about the judge picking him because he like that kind of dog. The dog don't look better. See, it's a shame when brothers can actually look at the dog, brothers that's competing in the shows can look at the dog, another person's dog, and be like, man, that dog that should have won, man. And then yet that dog there don't even place in the show. You know, it's sad, but it happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? Brothers look at these dogs, oh man, this is a great looking dog right here. That dog there, if he wasn't the winner, he should have been in the top 3. But that's not the judge's favorite line. You know, today the judge is looking at something else that really doesn't even matter. So, you know, it's just something everybody in the community got to work with together, man. It ain't nothing blaming no particular party. You know, you're going to have a surge over the next 10 years, you know, and this is for anybody that's doing dog shows, from ADBA to ADPR, everybody. Over the next 10 years, you have a surge of brothers and sisters coming into these shows, you know, so you need to conduct things right. You need to work on adding more activities. You need to work on adding more fun and things to attract these brothers because they're willing to come, you know. Don't just play them like you just, come to this. It's been the same like this since forever. You know, just like I always say, everything updates. If brothers been going to confirmation shows in the 80s and the 70s, and they've been doing the same exact thing, you gotta update this stuff. It's bored. You know, add some spunk and some juice to that thing, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you can't just cater to one folk when I say add some spunk and juice to it. You know, play country music, play hip hop music, whatever kind of music. Have cookouts, do things to cater to the people that's coming, man, to show them your appreciation. You know what I'm saying? And show them that each person matters. You know, and each person is going to get judged fairly in these competitions, man. Competitions, because it's not right, like I said, for brothers to have to go through that type of stuff and have to weather the storm of I got a great dog, my dog didn't even place, but that dude over there who hired the judges, his friends is winning the shows, you know, and we can't stop that. It's no use to hate about it. It go down everywhere. It go down in any business. If you got connects, you got connects. That's all it is to it. But in this particular sport, we trying to advance things. We trying to keep things on an even playing field where everybody gets judged fairly. You know what I'm saying? We want everybody to participate in these shows. You know, don't make a difference where you from. As if you got a pit bull, you should feel comfortable about competing in these shows. You know, some people go to shows just to buy things, just to buy pit bull memorabilia. Some people go to shows just to politic with other dog men. You know, everybody have their own purpose, but no matter what their purpose is, let them enjoy themselves, and when they leave, they say, everything was done right, everything was done fairly, I lost, it was what it was, I understand why that dog over there beat me, you know, not all this funny done stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I said, you only do one thing, you know, you hurt the crowd that's coming, you know what I'm saying? And as a pit bull lover or a pit bull breeder, you yourself, I don't care who you is, should be tired of this breed being down. The folk that own this breed being down. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta turn these shows into carnivals, is what I'm saying, man. Into talent shows. You know, give them the runways, the music, or whatever. If you want to run out the country music, walk out, bring your dog out the country music. You walk your dog, stretch your dog, add stuff. This stuff may not even be actually a part of the judging in the actual show. It can be its own little event, but do things to attract the people and be fair with stuff, man. You know, and advance. Everything over a period of time must be advanced. I don't care what it is. You know, you got to update with the times. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying with these dog shows. You got to be fair, man, because there's been a lot of talk. You know, a lot of talk about brothers not being judged fairly at these shows, the actual winners not winning, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it just needs to go down fair, man. If it don't go down fair for nobody, let it go down fair for the brothers that's traveling thousands and thousands of miles for a fair competition. You know, how can you sleep good? I mean, we all can sleep good, you know, because you done made the money. It don't matter. But how can you feel right as a person when you knowing brothers and sisters support your cause, they're coming to your show, and then when they get here, they're not able to win because of who you hired or because of how your system is ran, you know? So let's just be fair out here, man, when it comes to these dog shows, and enjoy ourselves, enjoy yourselves. Brothers got great looking dogs, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, you know, I love looking at these dogs because it shows you that how brother got the keen eye. They know how to get that dog down to just that Bruce Lee frame, to just that Bruce Lee shape, to where he's the average person who don't really know pit bulls. They like, oh, that dog's skinny. But we know what that dog, a person who knows what a shaped dog looks like, you know what it is. Like I was about to say, have you noticed Belgian Malinois? You know, your average Belgian Malinois is far skinnier than your pit bull, your average pit bull that brothers, you know, raise today. Bruce Lee bodies are what Malinois are created to have. You know, your slender dogs, ripped up, muscle showing, and very, very little body fat. You know, so let's just keep this thing going, man. Work together as a whole, as a dog world, as a dog community, work together to try to make things right, man. If you haven't ordered your copy of the Pitbull Encyclopedia, do it now, do it now. Pre-order your copy. You know, everything you need to know about the pit bull, and it also has a wealth of knowledge to help you with raising dogs and just dogs in general. A lot of common questions that brothers and sisters have about these dogs, you know, you can find it in this Pitbull Encyclopedia. So don't be a slouch. Get your copy today, my brothers and my sisters. Hit me up directly on my phone. Hit me up in my messenger on Facebook, Instagram, any way you can get in touch with me, but order your copy today. Now, this is a topic I wanted to speak about. Very, very, very important. You know, this can, when I say very important, I mean your life is on the line. We're going to speak about, and we're about to look at the news article. We're going to speak about what to do when your dogs start fighting in the house. And see, we think as seasoned dog men, sometimes we can handle all this stuff, we can do this, but believe me, man, and my older brothers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, we ain't spring chickens no more. You know, so the things we may used to can do, we can't do it no more. You know, one of my good friends had to remind me of that. You know, some of the things we used to can do, we can't do it no more. So don't, just because I know, okay, I'm seasoned, I know how to handle these dogs. You know, never underestimate these dogs, my brother and sisters. You know, when you got American Pitbull Terriers. And see, you may go, like I said, you may go 15, 20 years dealing with these dogs, and you may not even see any aggression out of your dog throughout his life. You know, but we have plenty pet lovers out here that raise 3 and 4 pit bulls at the house at a time, 5 and 6 pit bulls in the house at a time. They run around loose, and it's all good until that one day. So that we're here to talk about that one day right now. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give y'all brothers and sisters this news article first, and then we're gonna get all the way deep into it. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all this news article first, where we had a woman fatally mauled by her own dog while trying to break up dog fight in her house. So you know where you got it from first, man. We're going to get into this talk and discussion about this article right after. Y'all hit that like button up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's get into it.
News update on a story we first told you about yesterday, when a Wichita woman was hospitalized with critical injuries following a dog attack. Police confirming with us earlier this afternoon that 40-year-old Moshe Thomas has died from those injuries. The attack happened in the 2900 block of West Murdoch in West Wichita. Dispatch says a call came in around 4 p.m. Saturday evening for a report of a dog bite. When first responders arrived, they found Thomas with extremely critical injuries. Wichita police telling us today they believe there were 2 pit bulls inside the home. Both of those were family dogs that were fighting. The victim attempted to break up the dogs when they attacked her. Both dogs have been surrendered to Wichita Animal Services.
Now, the first part of this topic, and we're going to talk about, big shout out to the brothers down in the chat too, man, the sisters down in the chat. You know, the first part of this topic we're going to talk about is your dogs start fighting in the house. What to do? You know, I always say the thing to do, man, is get help. You know what I'm saying? If you can get help, get help. It's never safe to try to break up a dog fight by yourself. Now, I said before the video, you know, we watched the video, I was speaking about us seasoned dog men thinking that we can handle everything. But I done been in situations, you know, over the past, you know, couple years or so, that you have a yard accident where one of your dogs break loose and they go try to fight another one and they get to fighting. I done been in a situation where I know how to handle dogs. I know how to break up dogs. I don't have a breaking stick around me, you know, and I'm using all my manly strength to break these dogs and try to get them loose and all that stuff. And I can't break them loose. I'm talking about to the point where I literally want to just give up and pass out. I'm so tired. You know, trying to break them loose for a couple reasons. Oh, you don't want to get in trouble. You want your dogs to stop fighting. You don't want neither dog to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, you really shouldn't get in trouble, but you got to explain that all this stuff had happened and this. And you're trying to avoid problems. So your adrenaline is super pumping. When your dog start fighting and you don't want them to fight, your adrenaline starts pumping. Now, that's why I always say it's easy to break up a dog fight when you're in that box with them dogs, but it's hard to break up a dog fight for anybody that's unwanted in the public, unwanted at your house and different things. It's way harder to break up them kind of dog fights. So now we're talking about having multiple dogs in the house. You know, and the first mistake I noticed with people that are pit bull lovers, but actually aren't pit bull enthusiasts, pit bull historians, you know, is they hit the dogs. That's the number one way to not break up the fight, and number one way to get bit by your own dog. It never works. You see, we gotta learn. That's why I say we need to learn knowledge about these dogs. And that's why I always say the law, since they be so uptight about taking care of these pit bulls certain kind of ways, the law should make it mandatory in all 50 states. If you have a bull breed dog, you must have breaking sticks on your property. You know, 2 breaking sticks. If you have multiple dogs, regardless of multiple dogs, you must have a pair, because if your dog got hold of something, you know, it's 9 times, it's always a chance that something has hold of him. You know, so you need 2 pair of breaking sticks. It shouldn't be something that brothers do if they want to do. Having breaking sticks should be mandatory, like feeding your dog and giving them water. There's no way a person that owns pit bulls or any bully type dog should own those dogs and don't possess breaking sticks in their house. You're looking for a disaster. You know, looking for a disaster. See, pit bull lovers who aren't historians, who aren't enthusiasts, who aren't like us when it comes to all this detailing, a lot of them believe the pit bull have locked jaws. You know? And you will think they have locked jaws if you have anything else outside of a breaking stick. When you have a breaking stick, you can get them dogs' mouths open. See, the pit bulls don't have locking jaws, they just have strong jaw pressure. And a mind that tells them, don't open their mouth. That's all it is to it. It's no such thing as him locking his jaws and him putting some type of clamp down and you can't open his mouth, or he's locked. You can't open him out because you're not strong enough to make him open his mouth. His jaw pressure is a whole lot stronger than your arm pressure, or however you want to call it. So the first mistake brothers and sisters make with these dogs when they get to fighting in their house, you want to hit them with things. You want to do this. Listen, if you and your brother fighting, and maybe you're one of your friends trying to break it up, y'all won't break up, and they slap you across the back of your head with a pool stick or a little something in the house, a stick or something. You know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna turn around and go at them. It's a common reaction for 2 individuals that's fighting. It really don't, it's not really just ball to the dogs. It's, like I said, you will do it. So when you hit the dog, when you do anything to the dog to hurt the dog, which you trying to break them up, but it hurts the dog, there's a good chance you need to have at least a 50-50 chance that your dog may turn around and grab you. You know? So that's why I say, man, and pit bull lovers across this world, you know, when you go to these community meetings, my pit bull activists and pit bull lovers, when you go to these meetings, advocate for brothers to have to own breaking sticks. You know, make it mandatory. You know, they don't have to be a certain size when they come to width and all, but certain sizes work perfect when it comes. You know, you don't want to get something that'll break real easy. You know, they need to make something that's a standard breaking stick that works for all bull breed dogs. You know. Now, I'm saying this to say, if they made that a law, I'm for ticketing people. Give them a ticket if they don't own breaking sticks. Because if that one day that it did jump off, you can't do nothing about it. If the dog jump on a little child out there, you can't do nothing about it. Without a breaking stick, there's no lighter. You can pour buckets of water on them. You can hit them with sticks. You know, like somebody that I know, their dog broke loose and came in my yard many years ago. Broke loose at a Malinois, and I had the pits. The Malinois came, broke loose, went in my yard, and started fighting. I looked in. I maybe told a story where I looked in the backyard and I seen the Malinois and the Pitbull back there fighting in a ball of dust. So I'm back. I rushed back there to break it up. They come, try to break it up, and the first thing they did was start hitting their dog. You don't do that. You know? All that's gonna do is make that dog clamp down harder. See, break instincts kind of do it surprisingly. You know, it does it surprisingly. You stick the stick in his mouth, the dog not thinking, you trying to make him come out until he actually feels that pressure lifting his jaws up. You know, from the stick, you know, the pressure the stick bringing, or the leverage rather, you know. But when you try to actually go about it any other way, you just make the dog mad. You know, and in that situation, you know, I don't know exactly what happened with the sister in Kansas. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she hit him or whatever she was doing, but most people, especially women, that's not seasoned dog ladies. They go to hitting these dogs. They go to, and when you get desperate, that's what you do, man or woman. When you get desperate, you go to hitting the dog. You know, get off, get off, get off. The dog turn around and go to you. Now, this is what brings us to the second topic. Once that dog grabs you, it automatically triggers the other dog to grab you. You see, now, before I get deep into that, let me go to this. Because see, we said about hitting the dog makes him turn around. But see, when you got two dogs fighting, you can get in between them dogs and the dog missing to grab you. If the dog accidentally grab you and thinks he has the other dog for at least 10 to 15 seconds, all that dog gotta do is turn his attention to you for 10 seconds, thinking he has the dog. He don't really see your hand. And now the other dog follows suit. You see, the other dog gonna follow suit no matter what the first dog does. If he's biting because you hit him and he just charged you, the other dog gonna take suit. They're gonna stop fighting each other and they're gonna go at you like a domestic dispute. You know, just like domestic disputes, we gotta handle them with care, right? You can't just go break up no domestic dispute any kind of way, or you might get handled any kind of way. You gotta handle domestic disputes with care when you step to trying to break up that situation. Even police officers must handle domestic disputes with care when they approach them. If they know it's a domestic dispute, when they come in there, they're gonna come in caution. Because that pair will turn on you. When one person or one dog out that pair puts their attention onto you. You know? So the things to remember, man, is learn these dogs, learn more about these dogs, understand it's more than just being a dog, a cute, cuddly dog with a bulldog looking face and a big head and jaws and all, and roll around on the floor with your baby and kids. All that's cute and fine and dandy, but you need to know about these dogs all the way around in case anything jumps off. You know, period. Like I always tell brothers about the Malinois. You know, one thing that I found out, you know, after I began to sell puppies to people, you know, and it's common sense. And I tell this to brothers when they ask me about the dogs. One thing to remember, be careful with these Malinois around your kids. Never gonna hurt them. Never ever gonna hurt them. Love the kids to death. Be careful with them around your kids. Why I say that is because, simple fact, when your kids' friends come over, the Malinois is cool. Malinois will not hurt them at all. But when your friends' kids start playing football in the backyard, when they start wrestling in the backyard, when they jumping all around, playing, screaming and hollering, the Malawai does not know that those are games. Maybe a young Malawai that's not used to all that stuff yet. He doesn't know that those are games. He'll go attack the kids. That's all I say on that situation as far as Malawai kids. Be careful with the other kids, because the Malawai, he's going to do whatever he got to do to protect your kid, and like I said, he don't understand that they're playing. All he knows is your child's yelling out, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, as he get older, he may learn to distinguish between a happy holler and when they playing and joking and when he needs to go protect the child. But as a young dog, all he thinking he's doing is protecting the child. So when it comes to the pit bulls, we need to figure out and learn everything about these dogs and not just the color. You know what I'm saying? You may think you don't care about bloodlines and different things, but you need to learn where your dog came from, his background, his history. Especially when we bring these dogs in our houses and stuff like that, around our family and things. You need to know what kind of dog you have and what is a possibility of things that he could bring to the table. To my brothers who think, they may be a little too seasoned for something like that to happen to them or with them, understand how quick this can happen. You got two 30-some pound dogs, maybe 40-pound dogs fighting in your house. You breaking them up somehow or another, the other dog directs their attention from the dog and grabs your leg, right? This will happen in a matter of seconds. He grabs your leg, the other dog instantly jumps up and pushes you in the shoulder, bites you in the arm area, taking you off your feet. I don't care who you is, you can't handle two pit bulls on you. The average brother is not going to handle one pit bull on you. I can promise you that. When these dogs grab hold to you, that's why I always say, man, practice responsibility, because I've been bit by one of these dogs before. I'm a seasoned dog man, and my weight compared to the dog weight, there shouldn't be no problem for me to handle myself to get away from that dog. Once the dog clamped down on me, had my hand a certain way, I couldn't do nothing. So I can imagine if that was a child or a younger person or even a lady, or even a person who wasn't as seasoned or dealing with the dogs as much as I was. It go down just that easy and fast. And when these dogs snap, you got to be able to react to it. You know what I'm saying? And the quickest way to keeping them from snapping is learning how to handle emergencies. Just like them brothers and sisters, they practice these school emergencies when we have active shooters in the school and stuff, and they practice these emergencies. It's no way really to practice, but you can be prepared when it comes for this dog stuff. Like I always say, have your breaking sticks around. I think if we're gonna use a weapon, and I could be wrong, do your research. Don't just listen to what I'm about to say. Do your research. But I think, if we want to use an effective weapon that may stop the fight, I don't know. We may can use some type of bear spray, bear mace or something, but you're gonna have to get up out the area. That may work, but I don't know, man. I don't know when it comes to pit bulls. You really got to be careful with it and just try to play it safe from the start, because you don't want to be on like they always say, the bad end of that thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be on the bad end of a pit bull. And like I said, a lot of people will have dogs for 10 years, 12 years, and they never seen no aggression out of their dogs. Then one day that old joker just decides he want to change up. And imagine if your dog really not trying to hurt you. Like I said just a few seconds ago, and he just grabbed your arm by accident. But it takes him a little too long to realize he don't have the dog, he got your arm. But the other dog instantly realizes he has your arm because he's not biting him no more. So the other dog this is why I need to bite. Boom, boom, matter of quick seconds, you went from breaking up a fight to getting double teamed by two pit bulls in a world of trouble. Now, if you go get help, then you can get somebody to You know, even if the dog turn around and try to bite you and all that stuff, it's better to have somebody there that can try to help you fight off the dog, or at least, you know, try to make the whole situation better. It's almost like that's pack mentality that it instantly kicks in on the dogs. You know, when one bite, the other one go to bite him. It's just like the Malinois puppies. When I show y'all one Malinois puppy, when I got a litter, one of them grab my pants leg, then all of them start grabbing the pants leg. You see it on everybody when they show you the Malinois videos. You got 7 or 8 dogs hanging from your pants leg. It's pack mentality. What one dog do, the other dog do. And that's what them pit bulls are doing when they attack people. You know, so when we got 5 dogs in the house, you need to understand, you got 5 pit bulls in the house. Whether you believe these dogs will never fight each other or what, you need to have some type of protection for yourself and your family in that house. You know, you need to practice super responsibility when it comes to them dogs and outsiders and outside family members that comes to your house. See too many videos where the children was laying on the chairs, or the children was in the rooms playing while the grown-up was in another room. They was paying them attention. Who don't let kids go in the room and play while we in another room? That don't mean that's normal living. Pitbull, that's supposed to be part of the family. We're not expecting this, but we got to expect the unexpected when it comes to these dogs. You know, maybe it's not a dog for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of people have to understand. Every dog is not meant for you. Maybe the pit bull is not for you. You should get another kind of bulldog that's not really fight aggressive. You know, the bully dog. If you can't take the pit bull when it comes to fight aggressive, leave the the bully dog alone. You know, you may need to go down to another breed of dog, like a bulldog, an English bulldog, Jake and the Fat Man style maybe. You know, but the bully, don't run to the bully either. That's another thing I want to say. People that can't handle pit bulls, do not run to the bully dog, because a lot of them dogs are more human aggressive than your regular pit bull. So if you couldn't handle that dog, you ain't gonna be able to handle that one. And the bully dog is most likely gonna be 2 or 3 times bigger than your average pit bull. You know, so if you can't handle one, stay away from the other is what I'm saying. You know, if you can't handle bullies, stay away from pit bulls. If you can't handle pit bulls, stay away from bullies. And I'm talking about as far as the aggression wise. You know, and just practice, man. Just practice responsibility. But I am serious about we as a community, somehow or another. I'm talking about not just pit bull brothers, but like I said, all bulldog breed brothers and sisters. We need to advocate for these breaking sticks to be mandatory, man. You know, even brothers with Presser Canaries, Cane Corsos, you need to have breaking sticks. You know, we probably get brothers with Presser Canaries that say, oh, my dog bite power is too hard. Listen, ain't no bite power too strong for a breaking stick to open their jaws. It's the leverage of the stick that makes the jaws open, that's put way in the back of the mouth, that makes the jaws open with a hard material or a flexible material, like a piece of hard plastic or something. Not no breakable plastic, but I'm talking about like them breaking sticks made out of. You know, everybody, man, need them breaking sticks. The brother in California that just got mauled, and they said he was a pit bull breeder mauled by his own dogs in California about a year or so ago. You remember? We did the article. It wasn't pit bulls. They were mixed breed dogs. When you're crossing pit bulls and the other dogs, you know what I'm saying? Another problem and a topic we're going to touch on another video. When you cross these dogs, you know, you better know what you're doing. You know, you better know what you're doing when you cross these dogs with other lines. Not other lines, with other breeds. You know, hey, and just stay safe, man. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, you know, and that woman was young. She was a young lady, 40 years old, man. There's no age limit when it comes to these dogs. It happens to the best of us. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta like I always say, the what do you call it, the Murphy's Law, you gotta always expect the unexpected, man. You know, and if it means having a few guns around your house, that, you know, maybe one in the kitchen, or in case the dogs are acting up, you can get to it. We know, but all in all, man, we can have all these weapons, we can have all this stuff, but the way to prevent a lot of these things is from the start, you know, before it gets down. You know, you can't feed dogs with each other all the time. You know, they may not fight today, but there will be a point where one dog is ready to take over the food. You know, you can't have the dogs around each other all the time. When the dogs start going in heat, they may be good the first 2 or 3 years. Nothing happened. But besides the dogs trying to hunch, the male dogs trying to hunch. Now, on this one particular heat cycle, your females break off in your house, break off the fighting. And you are a 60-some-year-old older person, you know, or a 20-some-year-old jit. And the dogs do you the same exact way, do the old person the same way it do the young person. If you ask me, you know, truthfully, I think anything used to break up a dog fight, you know, outside of breaking sticks, is inhumane to the dog. Now, if they're attacking somebody, you got to try to get them off that person no matter what. You know, like some people may go stab the dog with a pocket knife or something, and it works sometimes to make the dog let loose. But then, like I said, a lot of times when we inflict that pain into them dogs, when they on a level that we call red, or when they super mad, you know, or when they're attacking somebody and then we do something like stab them with a pocket knife, if we don't actually incapacitate the dog, or take the dog down to where he can't do nothing, the dog gonna attack you. You know, and that's when you got a big problem. If you got a 60, 70-some pound dog, whether it's bully or pit bull, attacking you, and you got a pocket knife in your hand, you still in a world of trouble. You know, you still in a world of trouble. He gonna get cut and he gonna get stabbed, but you in a world of trouble, and you got to know how to defend yourself. You know, and truthfully, the pocket knife is not going to stop you from getting bit. This is going to allow you to be able to, you know, to stop the dog. Actually put the dog down if you get him in the right area. You know, so it all boils down to, man, staying safe with these dogs, loving your pit bull pets, loving your pet owners, loving their pit bulls. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying your pit bulls, but still staying vigilant, still staying aware. You know, just know what kind of dog you got. You know, I know if I got a Malinois, I know it's certain things I can and I cannot do. You know, the same way I tell y'all brothers about the kids playing. If I got my Malinois here sitting and she chills, she's good with my company and everything, I'm not gonna play wrestle with my friends. I'm not gonna get into serious arguments with my friends to where my dog can read my emotions or none of that stuff, because there's certain things I can and can't do around that dog. You know, and it goes with a pit bull, man. But it allows the pit bull to keep that bad reputation, you know, because they're loved by so many people. But so many people lack the true knowledge of the dog. You know what I'm saying? And it's more than just taking care of the dog. Each single breed out there, I don't care what breed it is, have their own little functionality problems, their own little things, their own little issues that the pet owner must go through and learn about them. I don't care if I got poodles. If I'm getting into poodles, I need to learn everything about these dogs, the hair problems, any kind of health issues, any kind of temperament issues. You know, are they clingy? You need to learn everything about these dogs, you know, no matter what breed. And with the pit bull, sometimes the pit bull lovers, they'll stop at the door. Once they get a nice dog, you know, and I'm speaking all pit bulls, in general now as a term, not the Pitbull Terrier. I'm talking about bullies, XLs. You know, we get our dog at the door, pretty dog, so cute, great dog, you know. But the person you got it from, they didn't tell you that they rescued the dog as well. The dog was, you know, having temperament problems and things, you know. It didn't have any problems with them. They getting rid of the dog because they just, you know, don't have no room for them. We just gonna say that. You know, they tired of the dog. So they just want to get rid of the dog. But they didn't explain the things that came behind the dog. But now you happy with your dog, and then 6 months later, something that was in that dog history showed up in your living room, you know, and caught you, you know, by surprise. And a mad pit bull catching you by surprise is not what you want, you know. So the big thing, and it all boils down to, man, you never can be too safe when it comes to any dog, you know, and specifically a pit bull terrier. You never can be too safe, man. But hey, I'm just here to give a little bit of that dog talk today, man. Touch on a few topics, you know. Do it how we always do it. Like I said, get back to these dogs. You know, a lot of these bulldog brothers, man, you know, they miserable. You know, we got to keep focusing on the positive out here. You know, a lot of these brothers, they screwed up already. You know, so what they trying to do is use the next bulldog to say, oh, you the reason this is, or you the reason that, or nah, man. You know, a lot of y'all just got to get the picture and understand this ain't back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Certain things got to be did certain ways. You know, okay, so I'm allowed to have my opinion, right? But everybody know me, you know, I've been doing my dog show, right? So now you see me on the news getting busted at a dog fight, right? And they got cell phones out there. They showing the cell phones. They showing, it look like a family reunion. You know what I'm saying? Look like a family reunion. How many brothers gonna say, PB K9s, you stupid as hell? Boy, you know not to be out there. Can I get mad for the brother saying, man, you stupid as hell, P? You know not to be out there, man. Out there. How you gonna be out there, dog, when you on TV every day? You stupid, Pelican Bay. That was some corny shit you did. All I can do is acknowledge it. These brothers is mad because they do corny things, and then when brothers acknowledge it across the community, you trying to act like it ain't corny. Man, y'all boys better stop acting like y'all so fast lane when y'all doing backyard shit. You wanna mess with me about backyard stuff, but you moving backyard, doing backyard things. You know, so at the end of the day, man, everybody gonna do them. You know, some brothers you just haven't learned. You know, you want to use all these fake words and all this stuff trying to hide the way you talk. Listen, I'm talking about dog fighting. I'm talking about an old story. You know, we're not gonna mix up hogs and dogs on my channel. I done told you, when I'm talking about hogs, I'm talking about hogs. I ain't talking about no damn dogs if I'm talking about hogs. Because we give them folk the impression that it's all a big fib, it's all a big lie. These just codes to talk dog fighting. That's what brothers don't understand, and that's why I say we can't allow brothers to bring that type of energy, you know, that fake energy, because we say, oh, don't be up here fronting like you hog or do this and talking hog when you out here getting in trouble, you know. And then when them folk look at your joints or whatever they look at, and you talking about hogs, you know, it make everybody else who mentions something about hogs look bad. And then you want to get mad. It ain't my fault, man. Like I said before, You got ways to go in this game, choices to make. If you don't make the right choices, I don't give a damn how old you is and who you is. You don't make the right choices, you get the consequences for them. You screw up out there on things that it's just plain out common sense, and you grown and you out there screwing up, you got to expect it, especially when you're on social media. You got to expect people to say something about it. But you want to handpick who you want to talk to. See, a lot of y'all, that's how a lot of brothers is. Handpicking who they want to start with. Don't give it to anybody who deserve it. Handpicking. Same reason you do with your cur-ass dogs. You're handpicking your competition. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no handpicking in my days. If you want it, I don't give a fuck what you got. You know what I'm saying? Bring that motherfucker. It ain't gonna last me long. Handpicking. Cherry picking, whatever they want to call it. You know? It's choices out here, man. We all have them. We all can make them. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things, like I always say, that we can do with these dogs. So many different things. You know, so many channels. So many outlets. You know, so much advertising that brothers can bring to this Pitbull community. But it's too hard, man. It's hard when you're dealing with egos. It's hard when you're dealing with jackasses. It's hard when you're dealing with a lot of these youngsters who think it won't happen to them. A lot of these youngsters who thinking, oh, it's just dogs, I'm gonna get a year. But now you tied into a RICO and a murder trial and all this other stuff. Now your year, it may be still a year, but it's a whole lot more stuff gonna be involved in your situation than you thought it was. Now, when I was talking about the judging at the beginning of the video, the dog show judging, I'm not here to talk trash to the dog show companies. I'm saying you gotta understand and feel it. The best example I could have made was the brother coming from Los Angeles, California to Florida for a dog show shouldn't be cheated out of the dog show if his dog wins and he's not the most popular person at the dog show. You see, I don't want to win a dog show because it's Pelican Bay coming to the dog show. I want to win because my dog is good. You know what I'm saying? When I was in the game doing my thing and certain things, I didn't win because I was Pelican Bay or Hirsch. I didn't win because of that. You know, I won because I had a good bulldog. And my bulldog was ready because I was Pelican Bay. Because I did the right things with my bulldog. You know? But like I said, we gotta try to add more working activities to these events, man. And that way it gives a brother even playing field. You know, all of us out here can see this dog not running on the treadmill fast as the other dog. All of us out here can see that dog ain't pulling the weights the other dog was pulling just a few seconds ago. You know, we can see the dog ain't jumped up to the wall. You know, and if I lose because my dog didn't jump higher than the other dog, I can go home and I can sleep on that. I can take that. That was a fair loss. Next time, boy, you got to jump a little higher. You got to run a little faster. But what am I to tell my dog when he gives his all doing our keep? My dog gives his all, and then I'm not satisfied because if I don't win, then I'm not happy. Your dog feeding off your emotions, you know. Whether you believe it or not, then you may think you just taking your dog to the show, and after a certain amount of times going to them shows, and a certain amount of times you say you winning, you know your dog can vibe off that stuff. You know, so it just got to be a fair playing field for the people and the dogs. You know what I'm saying? And that way we can keep building this stuff up. We can keep building the dog show community as far as different brothers in different states that's becoming up and coming dog show hosts and stuff, we can start supporting more places and doing more things, man. Because everything will be fair, man. When brothers feel like they can compete on a fair playing field, you draw more attraction. And it's just plain out and simple. And like I said, this is not to down no company, no registry company or Pitbull company that's doing dog shows or anybody. I'm just speaking from the dog community. You know what I'm saying? They want an even playing field. And I don't know who that Spanish brother was. They got kicked out because his dog was aggressive. But I don't think that was right. I don't think, we gonna not put race into this. And we just gonna say that they favored the other person more than they favored, the brother who they kicked out. But I don't think it's right, man. These events need to be held accountable when they do things that aren't right. Same way we held accountable when we do things that ain't right with these pit bulls. They're no different than us. They got to be held accountable, man. I can't, have brothers from New York coming to the Pelican Bay Dog Show, right? Brothers from New York, Florida, 10 hours apiece, either way. I'm in the middle. 10 hours to Miami, 10 hours to Brooklyn, New York. We can't have these brothers coming, man, and then I'm rigging up something, to make it look good or for the people that I like for them to win or the people say I bring judges in. I'm not even judging. I bring judges in, but the judges, are not voting properly. Using favoritism or people are putting bugs in other people's ears, who they need to vote for and different things. So let's just play this ball game right, man, and try to help the community build and just do the right things with these dogs, man. That's all I gotta say. I ain't gonna keep y'all brothers and sisters here too long. Keep doing y'all thing, staying legal out there. And before I get up out here, I gotta say, if you ain't got the book yet, pre-order your copy. The Pitbull Encyclopedia, man. Gotta have it on your shelf, like your brother Richard Stratton or like Sister Diane Jessup or any of the rest of them brothers. You gotta have one on your shelf, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, at the end of the day, man, all we can do, stay positive. PB K9s, and I'm out.